Ben McKee, West Rucker, Go Vols 24/7 here inside of Rupp Arena with our full court press following Tennessee's big 103-92 win over Kentucky. Number 5 Tennessee over number 10 Kentucky. The main event of college basketball here on
Some are saying,
mostly Tennessee fans. But we'll start with this. Josiah Jordan-James had been in a really tough slump. 1 of 18 from 3 in SEC play. I counted up 4 of 23 since NC State from 3, December 16th. Explodes for a career-high 26 points. And several guys chipped in, obviously. It was a great team win, as Rick Barnes said, but hard not to start with Josiah and feel really good for him.
Yeah, you know, Ben, you just start doing the math here, and if you had said going into this game that Connect's going to score 16 and Reeves will outscore him by a couple, and Dillingham will go for 36 or 35 points on 14 of 20 shooting, I'm saying Tennessee's walking out of this building with about a 15-point L.
Would have said the same thing.
And you have to make up the math somewhere else, right? And Josiah Jordan-James, just when you forget about him, just when you start to think, you know, it's just not going to happen, there he is again. That player is always in there. He's not gonna. It's not like he's gonna do this now and then start doing this all the time. But he has always had this ability to do this. He can do this. He can. You give him open shots. You let him drive. You let him get confident. And when that first one, I mean, he ripped court on that first one. And Tennessee got off to a hot start. But Ziegler needed that, and more than anyone on either team, Josiah Jordan-James needed that. And for him to do that, and for him and Vescovi to walk out of this building with a career-winning record in this place, in a place like this, just a special performance.
Yeah, so it says a lot. And I also think it speaks to a bigger picture thought that it just speaks to how dangerous this Tennessee team is, because, yes, Josiah's not going to score 26 every night, but the theme with this team that it's going to be somebody different every night while others chip in, and that's the mark of a good basketball team.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you and I, you know, we had like a 2.5-hour drive or so up here, and we were talking about it during the way up here. It's like sometimes Connect is so good that you want to ride the horse, but also you can't just do it all the time. You have to have other guys do it, because Connect is human, right? I mean, he might be close to superhuman, but he's a human. He's going to have games where an athletic team does not want to guard anybody else, but it wants to guard him, and it's going to prevent him from doing big things. And in this building, that's your first time here as a player, you know, sometimes that has that effect on you a little bit. And I didn't think he was bad. I just think he didn't have to force shots. He didn't have to go into superhuman mode, because the rest of the guys were doing their jobs. And Rick Barnes has been saying that to the team for a couple days. It's like, guys, it's fun to watch Dalton Connect play basketball, but you know, you're not in the stands, you're on the court. You got to go play with him. You can't just watch him play. You got to go play with him. And they showed tonight that they have the ability to do that. Can they do it all the time? We'll see. But when they do it, I don't know how many teams in the country are going to beat them.
No, that's why some consider them a Final Four contender and a national championship contender as well, especially when Zakai Ziegler plays the way that he did. 26 points, I believe 13 assists, another double-double. And there's some pretty crazy statistics out there on Zakai as well. We'll have those up at the site. I don't remember them off the top of my head after midnight here. But Zakai was awesome, and Rick talked after the game. I asked him what was different about Zakai today compared to his last couple of performances, and he said that he told Zakai that his demeanor needed to change, that Rick couldn't be the only one getting on to guys, and you saw that in practice the last couple of days, and you saw that translate to the floor. I think it benefited the team as a whole, Zakai's leadership, and it allowed, when Zakai was focusing on the leadership side of things, it allowed his game to kind of free up and just play smooth and just be Zakai, and comes out and knocks down a 3 on the first possession of the game.
He's that dude. He's that guy. In a building like this, whatever it is, 23,000, however many of it is, going nuts, getting in your face, booing you, you know, doing everything but spitting on you. When you go out here, some guys shrink from that. Number 5 does not. No. You go at him harder, he's going to come back at you. And you knew the way he played against South Carolina, you knew whoever was going to play Tennessee next, unless he was secretly carrying some injury or something was going on, that whoever was playing Tennessee next was going to feel that. And it happened to be here. And you saw it. I mean, 12 seconds into the game, he buries a 3, and Tennessee never trails. And just a couple feet behind us here, he made what might be the play of the game. When he was trying to throw, they were trying to throw a lob to Adu. It got batted around, didn't connect on it. And the 5'9" guy, I mean, Kentucky's got like 3 7-footers. Tennessee's got a 7-footer. There's a lot of traffic in here. And the 5'9" guy goes up and tips the ball back in to beat the shot clock by a couple tenths. Plays like that, man. He is that guy. And when he is that guy on the floor, this team feeds off that, and it's a different kind of juice.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Josiah and Zakai. Dalton didn't have a Dalton Connect night like we talked about, but he still had a little bit of his. And then Santiago Vescovi made some big-time plays throughout the course of the game. Tobe Awaka really sparked the team. I thought Jordan Gainey did some nice things here and there. As Rick said, just a great overall team win.
It was. I think Adu might be a little bit disappointed in some situations. I think he left a couple buckets out there that you think he would want to finish, and you know he wants to finish. But just a couple things he didn't do great tonight, but he also did some things really well and finished with a double-double and did a lot of good things. Tobe Awaka, we showed some fight in him. You know, he's not just he doesn't just look like a monster. He can be a monster. This dude, I mean, he is quiet, he is smart, he's really, really nice. Don't push him. Don't push him. If you're the other team, I don't know why you push that guy. The guy on this team that I would push the least, Tobe Awaka. Because when that guy gets a little bit of a charge into him, you saw what it did to Tennessee's bench. Rick Barnes was flipping high-fiving him while they're looking at the video talking about who gets a technical. And Rick Barnes is out there, old school Rick Barnes, just high-fiving him. Like, these guys, this was a kind of a viper's pit tonight. And Tobe Awaka, to show what he did, I mean, I think he had one of the best plus-minuses on the team and only played 10 minutes or so. Got to quit fouling. But, man, you see why he had such a good summer for Team USA. There's a good player in there, and at some point, we're going to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a member of Tennessee's basketball program tell me that they thought they were going to need a tranquilizer to calm Tobe down there. They said they've seen Tobe get mad, but not quite that mad. I mean, his eyes were popping out of his head. That was a pretty
Ziegler laughed. Ziegler laughed.
They all got a kick out of it. Jordan Gainey as well. So big win for Tennessee tonight, bouncing back from Tuesday's loss to South Carolina. Tennessee will be back in action on Wednesday against LSU before back-to-back road games to A&M and Arkansas. It's after midnight here, so we're going to get some work done, go sleep a little, drive back to Knoxville, and then have continued coverage throughout Sunday and into Monday of Tennessee's 103-92 win over Kentucky inside of Rupp Arena. He's Wes Rucker. I'm Ben McKee.